Hello everybody, this is the Primal Earth, and today's episode, what type of animal is Godzilla? Introduction. Now a lot of you may have seen Trey explain this video, what type of dinosaur is Godzilla? During that video, I became very interested in what the true origins of Godzilla are. It's getting all information given by the people in the Godzilla films, because if you look into that, it doesn't quite align with the actual animal. I'm discounting the newest adaptations of the kaiju. I will be looking at Godzilla as an animal and working from there. And in my research, I have come to a very different conclusion, so far away from my normal conclusions. I'll be suspended in disbelief. Godzilla's closest relative is one as well. Surprising. Analyzation. To determine which animal Godzilla is closely related to, I will be looking at physical features, skeletal features, and modern-day animal comparisons. Physical features. 1. In lots of depictions of this kaiju, he's described as either being a dinosaur, or a lizard, or being from the time before the dinosaurs, but we'll get to that. First, let's take the most common claim, being a dinosaur. First thing first. Godzilla has 4 fingers on each hand. So what you may ask, that's why Trey put it as a ceratosaur. Yes, that's true, except for one thing. He also has 4 claws, and not one archosaur has more than 3 claws on its hand. Look at modern crocs. 5 fingers, 3 claws. Look at pterosaurs. 4 fingers, 3 claws. Ceratosaurus, 4 fingers, 3 claws. Godzilla, on the other hand, has 4 fingers and 4 claws. If that's not enough evidence for you, look at his feet. Unlike any dinosaur, with the exception of some limbs, which, let's face it, Godzilla is not, Godzilla is plantigrade. He walks on his whole foot. Unlike dinosaurs, which are in fact digitigrade, walk on their toes. And the one last thing, dinosaurs couldn't pronate their hands, which Godzilla has done and can do fairly well. Physical features, 2. Now let's look at the second thing. Being a lizard. All seems good, right? They're both plantigrade. They both have more than 3 claws on their hands. So he's a lizard, right? Wrong. Once again, let's look at the feet. Godzilla's foot is positioned in a way where his toes, in some depictions, radiate outwards from the center of his foot. Or in other words, like a slipper with claws. Whereas anyone who has seen or ever owned a lizard knows it's completely different. A lizard's toes are more elongated and less splayed out. And even bipedal ones like the frilled lizard have this same foot arrangement. Oh, and as a point, I saw a very interesting video on the internet. It's actually a bearded dragon, female, standing upright and running on its back legs. I did not know they could do that. Just a little fun fact. Skeletal features 1. Well, another place to look for answers is in his skeleton. In older adaptations of Godzilla's nose is facing forward on his face. Unlike any other reptile, alive or extinct. Very similar to mammals. However, this probably isn't important seeing how he's a reptile. But hold on a sec. Let's go. No finestra. Lizards and dinosaurs and every other modern day reptiles are diapsids, but Godzilla doesn't have that extra hole in his skull. How is this possible? Synapsids are the only animals that ancestrally don't have that extra hole. And the nose faces forward just like on mammals. And he also has a set of canines in his mouth. These can be seen in older versions, so he must be a synapsid. But which one? In this depiction, the jaw goes... In this depiction, as seen here, the jaw goes backwards, then upwards into the skull under the synapse. And in the that's in the therapsid, but in the Godzilla, it goes backwards and upward right underneath the synapse, which you can see there. So what is he? Well, Godzilla has to be descended from a synapsid, so it must be a synapsid with a forward-facing nose. It must be a synapsid that is plantigrade. It must be a synapsid with at least 4 claws on its hands. It must be a fairly advanced synapsid, although not as advanced as mammals. And it must be a synapsid with canines. Well, the existence of very pronounced canines instantly shoots the ancestor from one lineage, therapsids, home to synapsids with canines, and in the case of some, large ones at that. Now, the next step is finding a plantigrade feature. Unfortunately, most of these guys are plantigrade, along with having the correct claw number. So, next feature. Now it must have a forward-facing nose. Nose. One lineage of fairly advanced synapsids with forward-facing noses are the kynodots. So he's a kynodot. Now which one? Well, this is where things get complicated. There isn't really any clear features on Godzilla that would give us any further hints, so we'll just choose one. Tell me this is how science works. Try finding the exact kind of time that Godzilla could have evolved from, and then get back to me. Kind of that, at this point, I could be his ancestor, could, in my opinion, be a good candidate for Godzilla's grandfather, would be the fox-sized Thornaxid. With a forward-facing nose, plenty great feet, and 5 claws on each hand, a Permian Triassic animal, it's as good a fit as I could find. This also answers the third claim from him being before the dinosaurs. Well, not him directly, but his ancestor did. Due to the fact that Thornaxodon evolved in the Permian. Problems. Thornaxodon lived more than 250 million years ago. Thornaxodon was the size of a fox, and Thornaxodon had fur. Yes, it did live in the Permian, but interestingly, it was one of the few species that make it to the Triassic. Note, even the most deadly mass extinction in history couldn't kill it off. Yes, it was the size of the fox, but the ancestor of blue whale was no bigger than a wolf. The ancestor of Argentinosaurus, the biggest dinosaur to date, no bigger than a turkey. Most large animals have small ancestors. Lastly, it did indeed have fur. However, elephants don't have fur, and neither did the much larger Enterotherium. The blue whale doesn't have fur, and if you say that's because it needed to be streamlined, the Argentinosaurus doesn't have feathers, and Kuhlanderdromes proves that every dinosaur had the possibility of possessing feathers. The point is that all these naked animals have fuzzy ancestors. Yes, but what about the oh-so-important plates on Godzilla's back? Oh, how could we forget those? I believe they first evolved in the Triassic after the Permian extinction when crocodile-like archosaurs ruled the world. A structure similar to penguin scales evolved for their fins. And over time, this random mutations began to flip some of them upwards, and those upward turned plates began to be more for show than for protection. And ever so slow. Well, there's a little example, Stegosaurus. Its osteoderms turned into plates, and they became more for show than for defense. And ever so slowly, the population began to favor the upright plates, and as the animals got bigger to compete with food and to obtain bigger food items, the armor was no longer needed, but the plates still started to function, and then they began to flare out in all different shapes and sizes to attract mates, eventually culminating in the one the King of Monsters possesses today. Summary. In conclusion, Godzilla, the King of the Monsters, is more closely related to you, to your bearded dragon, or your parakeet. In fact, Godzilla's ancestor was no bigger than a fox. In this hypothetical scenario, Godzilla evolved from a population of Thornaxodon descendants that evolved in the early Triassic. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like, forget to leave a dislike, and have a fantastic day. This has been the Primal Earth, and we are out. Hello everybody, if you made it this far in the video, chances are you probably liked it. So, don't forget to check out these videos. If you click here, you can, you'll be directed to the previous video, my collection update. If you click over here, you'll get directed to another great video, Aquatic Battles Episode 1. But if you don't really want to do it, but you like the content, click here to subscribe to my channel, where you can see more content. Anyways, thanks for watching.